All right, we are live. We're gonna talk a little boxing. I'm gonna bring in my man BFTB, BFTB, which means the best fight the best, which is a standard that he holds true, which we should all hold true, really, if you think about it. So let's do it. There he is. What's up?
What up, Brody?
How you doing?
Chilling, man. How you been?
Um, Not bad. You seem like you had a rough day, huh?
Man, did I? Bro, I just had to pay some guap for that freaking joint, man. Whatever. It
Damn,
is what
that
it is.
sucks. That sucks. Um, so let's talk about a little boxing. Let's do the give ourselves a medicine that makes everything feel better.
Let's do it. Let me
Talking the
share
box.
this right quick.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You're in remind me again, are we Texas?
Yeah, Irving.
You like it out there? Coming from
I'm
Jersey?
a bitch, man.
Hmm. I mean, probably not dealing with these winters is probably good, but other than that,
Oh, man. They be having some winners over here.
but not like the East, right?
Nah, not like that. Not like that. But they have winners, bro. Their winners they're sort of weird over here, bro, because it's like a buck nine right now, right?
Ooh,
So the winter, when it gets down to like 30 degrees over here, people be like tripping.
ooh.
And it don't stay that way, but it's only like winter over here for like a month, like
Mm,
February. That's it. It's-
yeah.
February is winter, and then after that is summer and spring all over.
Telling you, man, my dream is once my kids get old enough, I want to snowbird it. I want to spend the winters in Florida and the summers and spring here.
Actually,
That's
that sounds actually kind of cool.
that's
Actually,
what I'd like to do. But my
huh.
youngest is 7, so it's gonna be some time.
Oh yeah, you got a little bit. You got a little bit, dog. You got
10
a little.
years, man.
You
I'm
got
not.
some years.
Yeah, I'm not into it. So now we didn't talk after the Crawford Spence fight,
No,
correct?
no.
Okay. So, and I know
We're
you've
supposed to
probably
link up in New York, but we're supposed to link up. I mean, but we didn't. So it is what it is.
right. Um, Now coming into the fight, remind me you had chosen who'd you choose to win?
I chose Errol Spence by one-sided beating.
Okay. So clearly that didn't happen.
No, it did happen. It
Oh,
just was Terence Crawford that had the
so
one-sided.
there was a one-sided beating
What
there.
what I picked, I said a one-sided beating was going to happen.
Um,
I just because to me, if you remember our conversation, I was just like, I don't think this fight is going to play out how everybody believes, right? I
that's
just, I just didn't think so. I mean, specifically with the way that EJ was talking, like I'm stepping, I'm going at him, I'm going after him.
right.
So with that thought process mindset, um, I didn't see no boxing anything.
Well, were you at the fight? Remind
I
me.
was.
You were. Okay. So what were your impressions after the fight was done? Like what'd you come away thinking?
I mean, the crazy part about it, like I tell people all the time, bro, I'm the best fight the best. I don't give a damn about outcomes, bro. Like if you ask me who I think will win, I'll give you who I think will win. I don't It's not my thing, bro. Like I
Mhm.
don't really give a damn, bro. Like I care about the actual fight happening.
Right.
So, when Terrence Crawford won in the fashion he won in, I was standing up clapping. And if you and the crazy part is if you go and see there are some they showed some pictures of Terrence Crawford like from when he was standing on the ropes, right? And he was standing on the ropes looking at the crowd and he had
Mm.
his arms up. I'm under his arm.
Oh, you see, you're that
Yeah,
close?
I'm standing up clapping. You can, if you look in the picture and you look under his arm in the picture, you see somebody standing up clapping. That's me.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So okay, so obviously we were all surprised by the outcome. I mean, what do you
I'm
think
not,
led
I
to?
disagree. I
Oh,
wasn't
you weren't
surprised.
surprised.
No, I told you it's going to happen one way or the other, bro. It's going to be a one-sided beating. I was
Okay.
not.
So you knew one person would be
Yeah,
dominant.
it was just the wrong. I picked the wrong person to be dominant. But
What?
I stand on what I said.
Okay.
One-sided beating. I stand
What?
on it. I'm not changing my stance.
Okay, I got you. What do you think led to Crawford doing what he did? What did you see in there?
Exactly what Errol Spence said he's going to do. I'm going after him. Listen, bro. If I tell you this, champ, if I say, Marco, I'm coming to New York, Brody, and I'm going after you, and then I go to New York, I go to your restaurant. I mean, I go to your bar. I see you in the bar, and I go right after you. One of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to be successful or I'm not. Those are the only two things that's going to happen, bro. There is not going to be no me and you dancing around, trying to jab each other and trying to figure it out. No, it's one of two things going to happen. And that's one of the things that I praise EJ for, is that he's never lied, bro. He told you what he's going to do, and he goes out there and does it. Now, if he's been successful in the past, he just wasn't successful this time. But he went out there and he told you, I'm stepping. I'm going after the man. He went after the man, and he was not successful. And that's just the bottom line, bro. That's just that.
Okay. Okay. Well, do you think there's a different outcome at 54?
Yes. I absolutely think there's a different outcome at 54. Let me correct myself. I think it's not a different outcome. I think it's a different fight.
Okay.
Now, the fight itself is going to determine the outcome. There's people that are saying, oh, man, it ain't going to be no difference. That's fine, bro. That's fine. Say what you say. The problem that everybody has is it's 50-50 on the outcome. If you're not who you are on that night, then you can have a bad night. Anybody can have a bad night. Terence Crawford could go in there and have a bad night.
Right.
He could go in there and something could happen that he wasn't expecting, or he got overconfident or whatever. There are a whole bunch of things that can happen. Errol Spence could go in there and be overconfident because, look, I know that wasn't me in that last fight. So now I'm overconfident that I'm going to be better. And that same outcome could happen, or vice versa. You know,
Right.
but people have this thing in their mind because either they hate Terence Crawford or they hate Errol Spence. They run around here saying that I hate Terence Crawford. I do not hate Terence Crawford at all. I hate Terence Crawford's moves. I don't like his moves outside of the ring. Inside the ring, he's a phenomenal person, bro. I've said this multiple times, but you know, people don't want to hear that. They know you gotta hate him, and that's just that. You gotta hate him because you like Errol Spence. Like, man, you're goofy as hell, bro. There are several people right now that I guarantee you don't like, but it has nothing to do. Like, I'm talking about fighters. You don't like their moves outside the ring. Inside the ring, you could think they're a savant, a genius.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But outside the ring, it's like, bro, your moves are whack, bro.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, because I'm whom I am, I'm not human. I can't have that stance. I can't say I don't like your moves outside the ring. I can't say that. Because if I say I don't like your moves outside the ring, they automatically equate that to I just hate Terence Crawford.
Right.
But what they don't talk about is I didn't like Errol Spence's moves outside the ring. And I was talking about Terence Crawford as my guy. That was my guy. People just cut that part of history out because whatever, bro. Bottom line is this, man. If anybody has a bad night on that day, they have a bad night on that day, they're going to lose.
Right.
All right. People down and degrade Errol Spence because Terence Crawford beat him in a one-sided beating. The problem is if Errol Spence returns the favor, then what?
Right. Well, so I was the opposite of you. I thought that there's no way there's going to be a knockout. I thought it was going to be tactical, close. You know, obviously I was. Yeah, you remember. Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was way off. I was very impressed by Terence Crawford's, not only his counterpunching, but he set so many traps to make Errol engage, and and his strength. For me at the weigh-in, when I saw them shirt off, next to each other, I was like, huh. Errol's supposed to be so much bigger, but he didn't seem that much bigger. If anything, to me, Bud looked a little like more like solid. So that was all impressive to me. The strength, the counter punching, the traps.
Let me ask you something, though, champ. How do you set a trap for an animal if the animal don't take the bait? How do you catch the animal?
Well, then you can if they don't take it.
Exactly, which is to my point, exactly where I said Errol stepped to him.
Right.
Is your traps are nothing if I don't.
Right. So I mean, his trap was letting Errol engage, letting Errol take command, letting Errol come forward. And you're saying Errol would have done that either way, and maybe you're right. But
I'm saying that he didn't have to. I'm saying that we saw Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia. We saw Errol Spence fight Ugas and Danny Garcia. He didn't fight that way. We saw
Right.
that man stay behind the jab and follow up his jab and
Right.
double jabs and triple jabs. That's what we saw. We saw him keep his high guard up and jab, and we saw that. We
Right.
saw the straights. We saw that.
Right.
We did
Right.
not see that with Terence Crawford. Why? Because he said, "I'm going after him."
Right.
That's
Well,
it.
then I guess Spence made it easier for Crawford to counter because yeah, you're right. He was coming right at him the whole time.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you as a boxer would know what I'm saying is not cap, because you can go back and watch the fight and say, damn, why didn't Errol stay behind the jab? Why didn't he just do that? Why didn't he stay behind his jab? He just went right at the man, like literally forced him against the ropes and started throwing shots to the body. All Terence Crawford did is block, take a step to the side, and counter.
Well, two of the knockdowns were from jabs, if you remember.
Well, one of them, no, one, it wasn't jab, it was a setup. It was a straight.
Well,
It was a straight.
the
The one where
first
he knocked him down was a straight. It was 1-2.
right. Right. No,
One,
I'm saying he was reacting off of Errol's jab. So the first one, Errol did a low jab to the body, and that's when he
well,
did
it's
him
a
with
stab to the body. But if you
right,
stab to the body, you leave
right,
all this open.
right. And
That's
then
just
the
a
second
common thing
one,
right there.
when he hit him with the two hooks, Errol
Mhm.
jabbed once, then Errol jabbed again, and he dipped the second jab and countered with the two hooks.
Well, if the thing about it, this is what I say. Um, they weren't jabs; those were straights. He was throwing straights. He was throwing power for straights. He wasn't just pop pop. No, he was
Right.
throwing
Coming
straights
in
to try to,
aggressively.
yeah, he was throwing some to try to get some work. But at that time, by that time, he was already in Bud's range. He was
Yeah.
Bud had already had
Yeah.
his distance for him right
I
there.
mean,
It wasn't a force. It wasn't a force to the whatever. He had already had him.
right, right.
Once Bud had already had him, it was a matter of time at that particular moment.
If you heard at one point, I didn't hear much of Derek James in the corner, but at one point I remember hearing him say something like "keep chopping, keep chopping." You know, so that was their mentality: keep going
Mm.
forward, chopping, chopping. Eventually, he'll chop them down.
Yeah,
Which
and I agree. I agree with the chopping aspect. What I don't agree with what EJ did, I don't agree is he didn't when you put it like this, when you chop a tree, do you chop a tree from distance or do you chop a tree close?
close.
Well, he was trying to chop the tree from distance.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with chopping a tree. Nothing wrong with that, right? But if you look at any fights that Errol Spence has had previously, Errol Spence he jabbed, double, triple jab to get in. Even when he threw those shots, those stabs from range, when it comes to other fighters, he threw those to get in. When he threw that with Terence Crawford, he threw that and stayed there.
Right.
And that's the reason why Terence Crawford just was like, okay, thanks. Boop, boop. Good looking.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but he never did that before, though. It was always I'm going to use this for that. It's not, I'm just going to use this and leave it alone. I use this, you left yourself there and boop, boop.
Okay. Well, do you think in the rematch, if there's a rematch, do you think Errol fights the same way, or do you think he makes an adjustment?
I mean, if he fights the same way, then he's going to get the same outcome. Like, you're not gonna fight the same exact way and expect a different outcome, bro. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting something different. No, I don't expect him to. I know Derek James is a better trainer than that. It's not going to say, yeah, well, we were good, exactly what we were doing, so let's go ahead and repeat it. Like, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Like, no, Derek ain't stupid, bro. It's like, okay, I have some film now. We saw our flaws. We saw where we were wrong. Now let's change them up and do something different. Now, if Bud is successful with something different, congratulations, man. But I like I said, I don't know about the outcome, but I know the fight will be different.
What do you think Errol will do or should do?
Well, what I think he should do is fight the way he normally fights. Let me ask you, do you believe that he fought how he normally fights when he fought Terence Crawford?
Errol, yeah.
I absolutely do not.
No?
100% do not believe he fought. That is the fight that I saw him fight is not how he fought Ugas. It's not how he fought Danny Garcia. It's not how he fought Sean Porter.
How so? How different? How was it different?
When Errol Spence fought Danny Garcia, he bang, 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 and kept him at his range.
Yes, it was how he fought Ugas, though.
When how he fought Ugas, people rely on one round. They rely on one round when Ugas clipped him. That's the round they rely on. He fought Ugas the same way he fought Danny Garcia. He dominated the range. He got his range and kept his range. He put Ugas where he wanted Ugas to be. He did not do that for Terence Crawford.
Okay.
And he could have. He could have maneuvered Terence Crawford where he wanted to be, but his over aggression is what allowed Terence Crawford to, hey, oh, you're going to be over aggressive? Well, these traps are easy for me.
Right.
This is easy for me. I don't got to disguise nothing. You're aggressively coming at me.
You know,
Good looking.
what I thought when I knew the fight was pretty much a foregone conclusion was after the second round, you know, at the very end of that round, Spence goes down from that counter. More of a flash knockdown than anything. And then in the beginning of the third, if you remember, the very first combination that Spence throws is he throws a jab, then a hard overhand right, and it lands clean, but it didn't do anything. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this is not good. Like this looks, you know. So did you see that? Did you see that the Errol's
I was
power seemed
ringside,
not to do
brother.
much?
I was ringside. I saw that. But for me, I didn't say that was the beginning of the end because I saw him do that same exact thing to Ugas, Danny Garcia. I saw him do that to other fighters.
Good point.
And that wasn't the beginning of it. And Errol Spence is not a one-punch knockout guy.
Good point.
Errol Spence breaks you down. He's a bludgeoner.
Right.
He breaks you down. But where Errol Spence is successful in his attacks and attempts is because he masters range.
Right.
This is why I keep saying Errol Spence played into this man's hands perfectly because he was overly aggressive from the jump, bro.
I don't think he knew that Bud was as strong and had as good of a chin as he had too.
Maybe that could be the case that he didn't think he was as strong or he didn't think his chin was that good. But a lot of people have that type of misconception about a lot of fighters. But it's not about your chin being that good or that bad. It's about being hit in the right spot. You as a fighter should know this. I can hit you anywhere, and if you see the punch coming, you'll be better braced for it. If you don't see it coming and I catch you,
that's exactly right. Yep.
So I wouldn't say people like they have this fantasy thing when it comes to people boxers and their chins. It's like, bro, like if I see a car crash coming, it's easier for me to get away from the car crash than if I'm just driving and someone hits me from the side or rear ends me. You know, it's a lot different story, bro. So I mean, I don't fall within that chinny thing, but what I will when it comes to Bud and we're talking about chins, right? When it comes to that, I would say my thought process was that Bud was more susceptible to that than EJ.
Susceptible to what?
And I still believe that. I still believe that Terence Crawford is more susceptible to chin shots.
Okay. You're saying he can't take a punch as well.
I still believe Errol takes a better punch. Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're not getting hit with the punch, it's kind of difficult to determine that moment.
Right.
But I see him get hit by green beans. I seen that. And I seen that man get dropped with that. And I saw what his reactions was to that shot. I saw what his reactions to Gamboa shots. And then when you compare reactions between Gamboa, green bean, when you compare those to Larte, it's a different type of comparison.
Right. Do you want to see Errol fight him in a rematch immediately, or do you think he should take a fight in between?
Hell yes. Why would I not? Bro, this is one of those crazy statements that people say to me, and they've been saying a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
They say a lot of, oh, we don't want to see the rematch. I sit here and I think to myself, do you guys know what my name is? Best fight the best.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I not want to see the best fight the best? Like, I would need somebody to make that make sense. I wouldn't care if they fought 10 times.
Right.
I wouldn't care.
Well, you know, I talked to a lot of fighters, and a lot of them seem to have this notion that, you know, because it got ugly in there for a little bit, and people were legitimately worried for Errol's health. Like that's where they're coming from by thinking like maybe Errol should just chill. You know, retirement talks.
Dumbass statement.
Yeah, well,
that is a dumbass statement. That's one of the dumbest. Listen, bro, I'm gonna keep it a rack with you, bro. I don't know what fighters told you that, and I'm not gonna be disrespectful to no fighters. That's a moist, feminine statement to me. Bro, it's a gladiatorial sport, bro. It's a gladiator sport, man. It's a gladiator sport. It was built off the road. Bro, there was no, well, you know, Spartacus maybe might want to take a few fights off, you know, and just let him relax. No, nobody cared, bro. Get your ass in there and fight. Listen, yes, he lives. No, he doesn't.
Right.
That's what it was based off of, bro. These guys are making millions of dollars, bro.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. I don't understand the concept of well, he took a beating. Maybe he should just relax. Bro, how many don't we sit here? Me, the greatest fighter to ever walk God's green earth is Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay.
To me,
Okay.
that man he defended his title 24, 25 times in 2 years. He
Right.
was fighting multiple times, bro. He fought Jake LaMotta, lost, and then fought him again 3 weeks later. I'm
But
sitting here looking at these people like, what are you talking about, bro?
to play devil's advocate, Sugar Ray Robinson never took a loss that severely as Errol did.
Really? You sure about that?
Definitely not in his prime.
Do you forget where he fought at light heavyweight and almost died because it was 109 degrees in here?
He was winning that fight though. He just got.
Did you forget where he almost died? It don't matter if he was winning or losing.
I remember that, but he wasn't
died.
taking a beating. That was more of like dehydration. I think it was.
Are
really
you forgetting
hot.
where I'm saying he almost died? Are you forgetting that part?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, he almost died, brother.
But it's different between somebody taking a beating and dying from outside elements and circumstances. You know what I mean?
So fighting and dying is it's better to fight than it is to die.
Well, when you fight again, you just make sure you don't fight in 110-degree weather as opposed to somebody else. You might not be at that competitive level or whatever. That's what people are saying.
If you almost die, I don't care.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
I don't care about he almost died, brother.
Right.
That's the only reason why they stopped it, because he almost died.
I think he collapsed, didn't
he? He collapsed in the ring.
Yeah.
He couldn't come out. He almost died.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here. I hear what you're saying, but I feel maybe you're not hearing. He almost died.
I get it. But like I said, I think there's
Errol Spence did not almost die.
No.
The fight was stopped. He was on his feet.
Right. But I look at those two things differently is all I'm saying. In terms of having that happen from another fighter and the way that Sugar Ray did it. But I get what you're saying.
He's had other fights, bro. That Jake LaMotta fight was a war. 3 of them.
Sure, but it's still they were all he actually beat Jake LaMotta 5 out of 6 times.
5 out of 6 times, yes.
Right.
But
right.
3 of those fights were wars. They were not. 3 of them were not one-sided.
Right. And
3 of them were one-sided.
A war doesn't usually make people throw out those kind of statements like this person should retire. Usually not. Repeated one-sided fights do. Now Errol's only lost once.
What repeated one-sided fight did Errol Spence fight?
He hasn't had any repeated. He's only lost once.
So I don't understand why we're talking about retirement in any way, shape, or fashion.
I agree with you in terms of that. I don't think retirement, it's one fight. I agree with you there.
I don't think Errol Spence would be talking about rematches and he shouldn't take it. That's, to me, that is a moist beta statement for me.
Yeah, I mean,
this man is a fighter. He has not one time has Errol Spence came out and made any excuses. Not once.
It's crazy. I mean, I can give you, Shane Mosley, a bunch of people have
everybody else.
Yeah.
Not Errol Spence. Not once. Nothing. Yeah. Everybody else has had something to say about it because we've all saw that fight and we know how Errol Spence fights.
Yeah, Errol hasn't talked at all, has he? He just made like one.
Errol has talked. He just hasn't. He said, "Bro, he beat me. He was a better man." That's all he said. And then when they asked him about this same goofy statement about retirement, he was like, "Man, who raised y'all, bro? You guys been chased home from school. Somebody, I don't know who raised y'all, bro. We fought. The man won. We're gonna fight again. What's the problem? If he beats me again, he beats me again. So, bro, I've had plenty of fights in my lifetime when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Where I had to, I lost the fight and ended up fighting again, lost the next one, ended up fighting again, potentially won 1 or 2 or 3. But I fought people every day of my whole life just about until I got older in like freaking high school. But before that, I fought all the time. I didn't win every motherfucking fight, bro. But for these people to say, oh, well, BF, you lost that fight that day, make sure you go a different route the next. Man, get out of my face. I'm not built that way. I'm going the same route that I went that day. You're going to have to beat me every single day.
I think Errol, surprising to me and a lot of people, I think he looked he didn't look, what the word to how he looked? He looked very, very bad in there, like almost like he wasn't well. And I think that's why a lot of people are saying that. Well, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a close fight. It was like a completely
That's why I asked you earlier. Did Errol Spence look the same to you that he looked when he fought any other
Oh
fight.
no, and you know that could be from just what Crawford did to
From
him, or
whatever,
there's a lot of other rumors going around.
whatever they are. I know what I know, but Errol Spence is not putting it out. So I'm not. I've already said what I had to say about that subject. I'm gonna leave it be.
I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming what a rib injury and painkillers is what somebody
I don't
told me.
know about no painkillers or nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
But I do know the man had a rib injury and he didn't spar for 6 weeks. That I know for a fact. I
Okay,
know
okay.
that for a
And
fact. That's the
I
end of the
was
story. I
told,
don't care. I don't
I
care.
was I was told that as well, and then I was
I
told
don't
that
I don't care though.
he took painkillers, which is why he looked a little off. I
Don't
don't know.
know, don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. I don't care. Errol Spence fought the fight. I don't give a damn if that man was if he was drinking Similac. I don't care, bro. You got in the ring and you fought.
Right, right.
You got in there,
Exactly.
you fought and you lost and you made no excuse. And
Exactly.
that's that for me. I don't got no beef, bro. And even if he did make excuse, I wouldn't care.
Right. I
I
mean,
I wouldn't.
right. No, and that's true. No matter what happens, as long as he goes through with the fight and agrees to fight, it's on him.
Yes.
And you know, so I don't know. We're gonna see. I think if you might know more than me, but I think that there was a certain time period to trigger the rematch, and that's slowly approaching, right?
Well, from the people that I know, people that are in his camp one, and then people that are close with other people in his camp, he's already that's already a pretty much a foregone deal.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't posted it. He hasn't talked about it. He hasn't put it out like that. But from what I was told from people, like I said, people in his camp and people that are close to his camp, that he's already did that.
Okay. So they just haven't announced it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, we'll see what happens, you know, because as you know, uh, Bud is talking about 168 pounds now, Canelo.
Okay.
What
What's
do
the
you think
problem?
about that?
I think he gets obliterated, but I mean, I don't see the problem with it. That to me, that's daring for greatness.
Yeah.
I don't see the problem with it.
Yeah.
People telling me about, oh man, he's gonna beat Canelo and he's gonna bro. Canelo puts people in situations where he has an advantage over them.
True.
Do you really believe that he's going to put Terence Crawford in a position where Terence Crawford has a position advantage over him? Do y'all really believe this? Do you really think that Terence Crawford is going to be able to walk out last? Do you really think that Terence Crawford is going to do a coin flip with Canelo Alvarez? Do you guys really think that Terence Crawford is going to get a 50-50 split? Do you guys really think any of this? It's
That's a
not going
good
to happen.
point. That's a good point because that's what almost didn't make the Spence fight, and Spence conceded.
Yes. Yes.
Canelo is not going to concede.
He's not even going to entertain it. I
Yeah,
wish you would. He might slap you for even bringing it up.
that's a good
But
point.
you're not going to get any advantage. If you want to fight me, fine. You will be at a disadvantage to fight me. You're not going to be at any advantage. If Canelo Alvarez chooses to fight Terence Crawford, he's going to tell Terence Crawford 3 months out. You have 3 months to be prepared for me and ready for me. We're fighting in May. I'll tell you in February. We're fighting in May. Now, don't fight me if you want to, so the world can call you a coward and a duck.
Right.
And you'll never get an opportunity to fight me ever again. Or you say you're ready, you say you're in shape, you say you're always good. Fine. Then you'll fight me in May, on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. You'll fight me, and I'm telling you, February 27th.
Right. Well, I agree with you. I think if they fought, I'd have to lean heavily towards Canelo.
Listen, bro, stop it, bro. He'd annihilate Terence Crawford. Bro, Terence Crawford is a phenomenal fighter. He's a number one pound for pound fighter on God's green earth right now.
Yep.
And he's that because he beat the guy who was up there. That's why he is that. No other reason.
Right.
Bro, we talk about Terence Crawford being able to take a punch and stuff like that in his chin. Bro, Canelo Alvarez got hit by Gennady Golovkin multiple times.
Yeah. No.
Do you really think that Terence Crawford hits harder than Golovkin? Do you really believe this?
I'm with you. I think it's a bad matchup, but
it's a horrible matchup, bro. He will just walk him down. He'll just take shots from me all day long. I'll just take your shots. What, you gonna think you're gonna outmuscle me? Is that what you think?
But like you said, he's trying to dare to be great.
So I have no problem with it.
You know,
no problem. I give that man all the. I ain't giving him nothing. He'll earn all the respect in the world for daring to be great. I got no beef.
Right.
I'm not stopping you, bro. Right. I'm not stopping you. But what I tell you is the only reason why he is mentioned about Canelo is if you remember history. Terence Crawford said he's never going to fight Canelo because Canelo's too big. That's what he said like 2 years ago.
He said it just a few days after before he changed his mind. Even he said it again.
Yeah. So we can remove all that. The only reason why he's thinking about fighting Canelo Alvarez because that's his last big bag.
Yeah.
That's his last big bag. It's not a daring to be great. It ain't a nut. No, that's his last big bag. The man's a prize fighter. He's looking for the prize.
He's also gassed up from the victory against Spence, I think, too.
Of course he's gassed up. He should be. He earned the right to be gassed up for that. I'm not mad about the gassed up part, but I'm more so looking at, bro, you want to pay it, bro. I ain't mad at you for wanting to pay it, but let's just not sit here and act like he's in a win-win situation.
Right.
If he loses to Canelo Alvarez, he dared to be great. He's already 2-time undisputed. He's already a Hall of Famer. Blah, 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 blah. He dared to be great if he loses. If he wins, he's an all-time great. It's a win-win. It's a win-win situation. I don't got no problem. If I was him, I'd do it too. Right. I get a huge-ass bag. I've already beat Errol. I get a huge-ass bag, and I'm on that.
So what do you think about if instead of Canelo, he fights Charlo?
If he fights Charlo, I don't think that fight is as big as an Errol Spence fight. I don't think it's as big as the Errol Spence rematch. I don't think it's clearly not big as Canelo Alvarez fight. But it damn sure is not big as the Errol Spence rematch.
Well, what do you think happens if he fights Charlo?
I mean, it all depends, bro. It all depends. Like if he can have some success in that fight, if Charlo comes out and all he's trying to do is knock Terence Crawford head off.
Okay.
That's a very in a sport of boxing, and you would know this as a boxer, it's a very you make yourself one-dimensional. It's very easy to game plan for that. If all you're doing is coming after me, if your stance is to just knock my head off, well, all I gotta do is counter you. I'm just worried about the counter because you're coming at me. I'm not worried about having to set my own offense up, to set my own traps off of myself. No, you're coming to me. If he does that, he'll make it success. He'll make it easier for Bud to have success. I don't know how successful he will be, but it'll make it easier. Right. He'll make it easier for him, right? But this is 154, 168, bro. This is a different type of beast up there, bro.
Okay. So you're saying the outcome depends on how Charlo comes at him.
100%. What is Terence Crawford going to do? Start walking Charlo down? All right, okay. All right. Bro, I will favor Tank to walk Charlo down over Terence Crawford.
Okay. Speaking of Tank, there's also talks about Tank and Crawford at 47, which
that ain't nothing. They said that was just conversation, but I said what I said. I stand on what I say. I ain't changing what I say.
Which was
Tank Davis beats everybody from 147 and down, not named Errol Spence, Jaron Boots Ennis, and Devin Haney. I have not changed that. I said the same stance for years, and I'm not changing it now.
Do you think
styles make fights?
Do you think Boots beats Crawford now?
In dominant fashion. Absolute dominant fashion. Let me ask you this. You right now, if you was to fight yourself right now, yourself from 15, 20 years ago, right now, who would win?
Probably myself now.
You think you would beat yourself now from the guy that actually boxed?
I might be able to because I'm a lot smarter, but I don't have the physical edge.
Well, that's my dilemma between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
Right. I mean, and the thing that sucks about this conversation is a fight's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Crawford made that clear, and I get it, but also
I don't get it.
I get what he's saying, but as a best fight the best kind of mentality, right? Then I don't get it with that mentality.
No, I don't get it at all, as any scenario, because I don't remember the same people that are probably in your comments right now on some goofy ass shit. Probably right now. Well, I'm not looking, but I can almost bet it because I shared this, so they're gonna be over here talking shit. But whatever. I can almost bet that what all these goofy motherfuckers is saying is not what they were saying if they believed Errol Spence was going to win. Because if you remember, it was, You got to fight your mandatory. You got to fight Boots. Errol Spence is ducking Boots. Errol Spence is running from Boots. Errol Spence don't want no smoke with Boots. Well, if Errol Spence would have beat Terence Crawford, Errol Spence would have the same problem that Terence Crawford has right now. Jerron Boots Ennis. That is his mandatory. That is who you're supposed to fight.
He's going to be a problem for somebody. We just don't know who yet.
No, sir, I disagree. He's not going to be a problem for somebody. He is Terence Crawford's problem. That is his mandatory.
But
that's his mandate.
Crawford chooses not to fight him and
then drop the belt and let Boots do his thing.
Yeah.
You're undisputed. No one's going to take that from you. You're undisputed. Why do you still have the title, bro? You're not even fighting Errol Spence. The rematch is 154. What do you have the belt for?
It's going to probably be stripped. Yeah.
Why would it be stripped? He didn't do that when he beat Ndongo.
He's probably going to go for 54.
Okay. When he beat Ndongo, his mandatory was who? Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets stepped aside to allow him to fight Ndongo.
Okay.
The winner was mandated to fight Sergey Lipinets. You had to fight him. They gave him X amount of time. You got to fight this man. It was the same thing with Boots. Same thing. The winner of this fight must fight Boots. What is the problem, man? If you're not going to fight, you vacated the IBF belt the week you won it. You didn't hold on to IBF's title for a week, bro. You won the belt. You came undisputed. By the end of the week, you vacated it. Bro, oh, you were already undisputed. I ain't got no beef, bro. I don't got no issue. You did what you had to do. Okay, well, you did it now. Why are you still holding on to it?
There's a lot of weird moves happen. I mean, Canelo fighting Charlo to me was kind of not expected.
It is, I mean? But Terence Crawford is not Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
So I'm asking, what is the reason that Terence Crawford is holding on to the belt right now? For what reason?
I don't know. There's a lot of, that's my point. Even Fury fighting Ngannou, like there's a lot of weird moves.
Well, Fury Ngannou, and I don't want to get off what I was about to say, but let me pause that right quick. That's my reasoning. That's my issue that I have with Bud. When I told you, when people were saying you just hate Bud and blah, blah, blah. No, look at his move right now. Right now. You beat Errol Spence. You're not rematching at 147. No belts are on the line in the rematch.
Right.
You're fighting a rematch at 154. There is literally no reason to hold up an entire division for no reason. You literally can vacate every belt. You're still the man, bro. Nothing changes. You're the man. You're the lineal king. You're the main referee.
Vacate his belts, you're saying.
What's the problem? You did it before. You did it at 40. What's the problem, bro? You opened up 40 and you went to 47.
You want Boots to be able to jump in and get his title shot.
Well, Jerron Boots Ennis is the IBF interim champion, meaning that as soon as Terence Crawford vacates it, Boots is now the IBF real champion.
Okay.
You don't got to fight nobody for that belt. It's his belt. The only thing that's stopping him from being the IBF real champion is Bud fighting him. That's the only thing. He could do that right now. An email, bro. He could literally say, I'm officially vacating the IBF. And then Boots will automatically become the IBF champion. Why are you holding up the division, bro? For what reason? You vacate all the belts, then what would happen is the WBC will be vacant. It will be on a line between either Ugas and Thurman or Ugas and Barrios or whoever is fighting for that. It will be on the line for them. The WBA would automatically become Stanis Baratheon. It'll automatically become his. Automatically. The IBF will automatically become Boots. And then the WBO will be open for Virgil Ortiz potentially to fight somebody for it. What's the problem, bro? I don't understand, bro. You've accomplished the mission, and this is one of my reasonings why I say I don't like the man's moves outside the ring, not inside. He's a savant in the ring, bro. He's a genius. Right. Outside the ring, this is a trash ass move. There's no reason for it. What are you accomplishing? You were already 2-time undisputed. You know what that would be? It would be the equivalent of this man holding onto the belts at 140 right now.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Well, I guess we'll see. I mean, as soon as the next fight's signed or whatever, maybe that's when the belts are dropped.
Okay, well, he didn't have a fight signed when he dropped the other belts at 140.
Oh.
He had no fight signed.
Right.
He did not drop he dropped before he fought Jeff Horn. He had officially dropped every belt.
Okay.
He dropped the IBF title the week after he beat Ndongo, and later, and he had, as it went on, he had dropped one belt, then he ended up dropping them all.
Right.
Then he fought Jeff Horn. I don't understand the problem, bro. You accomplished the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Mission accomplished. Why are you still holding on to a test that you already passed a month and some change ago.
And
2 months.
it might be a while, because well, you're saying that you think the rematch with Spence is happening, but
It's
let's say,
December.
oh, for sure. I mean, but if it doesn't, then
Then he has to
Canelo
fight Boots.
Canelo and Charlo are fighting, and for all we know, they could have a
Matter.
rematch.
They have a rematch. No, we
Right.
do. They
Oh, they do have
absolutely.
rematch clause.
Yes.
So then
It's
who
a
does
one-way
Crawford fight?
rematch for Canelo Alvarez. If
Okay.
Charlo beats Canelo, Canelo has a rematch.
Okay. So who does Crawford fight? Let's say Spence doesn't trigger the rematch for whatever reason. Then he's stuck with who's he fight?
Boots. That's his man, though, man.
Yeah, but he said he's not doing that. So
So we're gonna sit here and say that's not a duck avoiding. We're not gonna do none of that. We're just say, oh no, he deserved it. He can move on and do whatever. That's one of the problems in the sport of boxing, bro. That's one of the problems. We slam Canelo Alvarez for it. We slam him, and rightfully so. And then we use Canelo Alvarez as a buffer for other fighters that we want to cozy up to. No,
right.
if you slam Canelo Alvarez for doing the wrong thing, then you slam everybody else for doing the same thing Canelo Alvarez is doing.
I get it. I kind of look at it. I see both sides of that.
There is no both sides, King. Because if you were the number one if you were number one and you were ready to get your title shot, you earned it, you fought for it, it's yours, you deserve it, right? There is no way that you will be sitting here telling me, oh, it's okay, Bud can just do whatever he wants
I got that. But if I was 35 years old and went through hell to be undisputed champion, number one pound for pound, I would be okay with taking a smarter business decision.
And if you take a smarter business decision, there is no reason to hold on to the belts because they have no business value.
You're right.
They're actually detrimental because you're paying for every one of them.
You're right.
So it's detrimental. It's not a business move. It's a bad one.
I think he only pays when there's a fight. It comes out of the purse.
It's a bad move, bro. It's a bad business move.
Maybe he should. You're right. Maybe he should get rid of the belts. Maybe he should.
Yeah. But what I'm asking you is this, because you said you see both ways.
Right.
What's the other way? If you're going to fight because you say he went through hell, he did not. He fought Errol Spence. Really, that's all he fought.
He had a long career. I mean, any fighter who's been in the game that long.
Career, got it. I got the long career part. But if I am a race car driver and I have a long career of driving race cars, but I only go up against Mario Andretti twice in 20 years, how bad is my record of racing? I'm not pretty much going up against the elite of the elites. Bro.
I get what you're saying, but when you're a fighter, just being a fighter,
it is what it is. I'm not even going to knock that stance. I'm not going to knock that stance. When you're a fighter, you're a fighter. I got it. I'm not going to knock that, but I stand on what I say. But I'm not going to knock that. What I will say is, if you are in the mood or in the motion or in the mindset that I'm 35 and it's time for me to maximize my dollars, to maximize my potential. It's business moves right now. What is the business move to holding on to the belts? Here, you're going to have to fight a young killer in Jaron Boots Ennis. That is not a good business move because he can arguably beat the brakes off of you and damage your business. It's a great business move for you to fight Charlo. It's an even better business move for you to fight Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
Your belts will not be on the line against either one of those.
Right.
So there is literally no reason for you to hold up an entire division as a business move.
Well, yeah. I mean, he said that he's not staying at 47 pretty much.
Exactly. So then why do you have the 47 belts? Let 47 do its thing. Let them do their thing, bro. Leave them alone. Leave them in your dust. Leave them in your wake.
And it might happen.
Accomplish that.
It might happen. The fight's only, not even 4 weeks ago, right?
Maybe
so he might do that.
Okay, so let me go back to what I just said. It's not even 4 weeks ago. People keep telling me that. And I will say again, he vacated the IBF belt the week he beat Ndongo.
Why did he do that?
Because it's mandatory with Sergey Lipinets, and he did not want to fight him.
Oh, so as soon as the rest of the organizations put pressure on him, then he'll have to vacate those.
That's what it seems like. Right. Now, you tell me, how is that not holding up the division? How is it not holding
I guess it is.
It absolutely is. So you're waiting for me. I'm not fighting at 147 no more. I'm done there. I'm going on to bigger and better things, and everything that's bigger and better is above me.
Right.
So I'm out of this. This is my wake. I've been there, done that. There's no reason for me. I've been there, done that. Why am I holding on to belts that I have no intention of defending? I'm not fighting here no more.
Right.
That is holding up the division. And we sugarcoat this stuff. And oh well, you know, maybe we don't know his plans, and no, brother, no, we are sugarcoating. He's a phenomenal fighter. We don't need to protect this man. He don't need protection. He's a fighter. He can protect himself. This man needs to leave that. He's not fighting there no more. Let the small fries go after my scraps. Go ahead, Boots. Go ahead, you guys. Go ahead.
I feel you. I feel you. So I got to wrap this up because I got to get my kids. But I want to ask you, briefly, the Fury versus Ngannou. What do you think about that?
Yeah. You know, so my sources said that if Fury loses to Ngannou, they're giving him a reprieve. They're giving him a pass for this fight. But because there's a rematch clause in there for Fury. So if Ngannou happens to beat him, there's a rematch clause for Fury. If he takes that rematch, he's going to get stripped. That means the WBC belt is going to be vacant. So Joshua versus Wilder will be for the vacant title.
Okay.
So they're giving him reprieve for it as it is. And that's at the current moment still up in the air whether or not they're going to allow the belt. Because if Ngannou wins, he's going to be WBC champion by all fucking
and lineal fucking champion.
The WBC lineal champion by all means. So, but that's why it's up in the air right now on whether or not they're gonna sanction it for the WBC title. Right? That's why it's up in the air.
Okay, so it's not even sanctioned yet officially.
It's not even solidified that it's sanctioned. No.
Oh, that's good.
But what they know for sure is if he takes that rematch, even if he wins, he can take the rematch. So if he wins and the money is big and he takes the rematch for the big ass bread, they're going to strip him.
Right. Well, I mean, I think we could both agree that that's going to be a very easy victory for Fury.
Yes. And that's why they're talking about the money, bro. That's a lot of money in there.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing the same thing. He's, Fury, this is arguably his third very low risk, high reward fight in a row.
He's going to have a lot of money for this fight. A lot of money.
Sure.
He takes that rematch, they're going to strip him. And like you said, when it came to Terence Crawford, you look at Fury, he could be thinking to himself, bro, I've already beat the biggest puncher in the division. I've already beat him. None of these guys can beat him. So why do I got to worry about fighting anybody, bro? I don't care about this.
Yeah.
He could be on that type of time, which I think he is, which is why he don't want to fight Usyk, because it's a step down.
Maybe. I mean, he said that. He did make a comment recently, something along. Did you see the Netflix documentary?
Yeah, it's a step down for him to fight Usyk.
He said something along the lines of it's because Usyk's so much smaller, it's risky, and I just want to get compensated fully if I'm taking a risk.
Yes,
which is honest.
Which is why he wanted damn near 80% of the pot.
Right, and at least he was honest because I mean that's him basically saying I'm a little worried about losing to this little guy, even though I probably won't. I might, and I don't want to. And but he should fight. I mean, that's upsetting that the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world is not being fought for. But what are you gonna do?
Cry about it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like it, but what are you gonna do? All right, man, I gotta get out of here. I'd love to keep going, but I gotta pick these kids up. Let's
good, Brody. Just hit me up. Hit me up whenever, man. We'll do it again. Hit me up because there was some stuff that we didn't get a chance to talk about.
Yeah. I want to go into more. Yeah, I'll hit you up. Maybe next week or the week after we'll talk.
Yeah. Hit me up, Brody.
All right, my man. Thanks for
talking. All right, man. Peace and blessings, bro.
Peace.